body, baby. His body, baby. Oh, oh, na na. Bum 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 bum. Oh, na na. Na 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 na. Oh, na na. Bum 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 bum.
Yeah, what's going on? The have and the have-nots, little tidbits, because I was thrown off. Child, just a little sparkle of what's, yeah, look, the have and the have-nots is getting good. This is the have and the have-nots and Greenleaf, honey. As far as the have and the have-nots, y'all know Candy was running around trying to get the money for war, this and that and other. He got her brother at bay at the damn garage shit. Jeffrey's mammy that lost her motherfucking mind, but that bitch been crazy since the world's been here. Like, that bitch is just cuckoo. Her character is just so out of bounds, like, so, ugh. Now we know that the prior son done passed away. And the whole time I'm looking at these two episodes, like the one from last week and the one from this week, it takes me back to when Mrs. Cryer went in there and was talking to the DA chick and telling her, you ain't, you know, if something happens to her son, honey, you don't even know how I'm going to rain down on your ass. You know, but she's kind of losing or whatever. Hannah's trying to be there for her, meanwhile trying to still get this grandbaby. Is it Hannah? I think it's Hannah. Y'all, Hannah, y'all, I do not like Hannah's character. Like, she just, I get where, you know what I'm saying, where the character's supposed to be going, but I swear she's just giving me, she's just giving me slave and something else and just, girl. Ooh, like when she was on the phone, me and Mojo was talking about this, and she was like, you can tell me. You're not going to tell me where he's at? You're not going to tell me? You know, this bitch, I'm tired of it. Like, you know, I see where this is going. It's building Hannah up to come up on the top or whatever. But since I found out that one of her man did something to her daughter, and that's the dynamics between them, y'all just can't with her character. I can't, and I will not. Now, getting into this one, and me just, y'all, I'm just kind of giving my opinion on the have and the have-nots. I just, honey, I was so outdone. I thought Jeffrey's mama had, you know, like, girl, okay, you had the bitch killed. You know, you knew they was waiting to kill your motherfucking ass. That should have told you something then, maybe change your life, bitch, but you didn't. So, bitch, this one I thought you couldn't go no further, girl. You the one that built up the house and the room, and Jeffrey gonna stay there and be with the woman, and you done told him what to wear. He done came in there in his good flowery jacket, honey, and his good legendary tight pants that look like skin. Now, look, Tyler, honey, them motherfucking pants, though. Ooh, honey, they was a mess, and that jacket was a mess. I cannot and I will not. I just won't tolerate it. She's got the girl, and she's pregnant, gonna live there, gonna have the baby. This bitch done made him so mad. Like, she hates her son. And the sad part about it is people that would rather their children be just dog miserable, and not just on the gay point. If they don't stand in line and do what they parents dreamed up in their head that they would do, you know, how they wanted them to be, or how it wanted to look, because, you know, she's caught up in the Joneses and shit. She talked to Mrs. Cryer, and yeah, you got a little corn, but you ain't got that Cryer corn. But she really can't stand her, and she made that shit known to me on this motherfucking episode, because the bitch was still drinking and shit, and like, when she got the call, you know, the dad's there and shit, and he's trying to get Jeffrey to come. This bitch is holding the death of what's his name over him. Like, this bitch has no maternal attachment to her son at all. Like, I just want this baby, and I can raise him, and he'll be a man, and look at you, and you this and that and other. And I'm like, oh, honey, when I tell you, she was leaning over him like, I mean, just letting him have it like the dad did on Conehead. You look like a flap rag on payday. I mean, just nothing but a cheap handbag at you and you felt it, motherfucker. You know, she didn't say all that, but I'm just saying that those were the teas I was getting. I was like, Lord Jesus. Meanwhile, he's breaking down because he know, oh, dude's dead. She's drinking. He wants to go. She won't let him go because she's drunk and ridiculous and talking about his flowers on his jacket. Bitch, you look like a Flower Patch Kid your motherfucking self with them slew foots. I know it's fake, but I want to say foots. Anyway, so, child, they get over there because that's what I want to talk about. Well, let me go ahead and get into this. Hannah went to go tell Mr. Cry that his son is dead. And he's like, did he die alone? You know, he wants Hannah to go and get in contact with somebody. He said, I can't deal with this in here right now. His wife's like, fuck him, but I will at least have somebody to tell him so he don't hear it on the news. But I ain't got no more for him. Let number 1 through 4 tell him. So Hannah does, and he's begging. And this is a lot for them to ask Hannah. I mean, you set the shit up for the person that ran your son, like all of this shit. I get what they going with that. So, okay, we have that. Now, y'all, like I said, this is not a blow by blow. I'm trying to play catch up, and so we can go into next week and be up to speed, just like when I talk about the little tighter thoughts, because they 2 episodes I believe in, and the R&B, not the R&B divas, the Hollywood divas, I'm going to try, but y'all, I'm really going to get into cutting it in ATL, so y'all know bear with me, I'm trying to get in it. They get there, Jeffrey's feeling so bad, this bitch, then I already told him when we get there, don't cry. He breaks down because that's his friend. She assumes, and yes, he was in love with him, but that was his friend. Hannah's trying to pat him up. Y'all, the shade between Hannah and Miss Crazy Boots was off the chain. That bitch said, Jeffrey's mama said, get your hands off my son. When you stop touching my son, I was like, ooh. And I kept thinking Hannah was just going to say, you know what? This night stuff is fine. Jesus, forgive me, but I'm about to whoop this trick's ass. That was what I was here for. I was sure hoping it was going to be a good old slap down. This bitch talking about what they do on that side. Hood rats. Just like she talked about the baby mama. She ain't never had a vegetable. But that's what them hood rats do. All they have is chicken places. And bitch, the fuck out of her. Anyway, like folks that live, you know, maybe in the hood or whatever you're calling the hood, don't eat fruits and vegetables. Are you fucking kidding me? You retarded bitch. Y'all can't. She's raining down. Mrs. Cry's looking like she's looking. Jeffrey, yet again, and this is the second time he's been asked to leave because his dad wanted him to leave with him, but he didn't because she knows that he killed old dude. What are you looking for? Who? No, I didn't. So, when, you know, she's going hard on him, and at one point, she's like, why you keep looking at this bottle? He said, because I want to bust you upside your head with it. Now, y'all, I don't know how I feel about this whole, I mean, his mama is like the spawn of hell. She is the spawn of hell, but what it signifies, you know, him wanting to hit his mom and this, that, and the third. And I thought he was going to hit her, but lo and motherfucking behold, he done stabbed that bitch in the motherfucking chest with a good steak knife. I was like, oh, Jesus. Jeffrey done said, I want this bitch dead. But you know that bitch so motherfucking evil, she too evil to die, honey. I can't. What else? But she does expose herself for who she is and how she is. Hannah said, you want me to push that knife in you even more? Let me see. Y'all, that's all I want to talk about the have and have-nots. I just wanted to kind of put that in it. Next week, I'll try to go a little bit more blow by blow, but I kind of like talking about what I, you know, the bits and pieces I want to talk about. Honey, but it's getting good because I was like, what, Lord? Oh, Jesus. You know, me and Brittany and my husband was like, and I slapped the wall when the shit happened. Like, oh, I know this motherfucker didn't just stab his mama, and I'm a mama, and I'm looking at Brittany like, I wish the fuck you would. And wanting to call Brittany on the phone, he wasn't here, and say, I wish the fuck you, you know? Shit, I don't like the tone of that, even though her character's a horrible bitch from the pits of hell, the pit under the pit. Honey, that bitch is, yes. So let's move on to Greenleaf, honey. Mother Greenleaf got it going on. Now let me say this. Look, church folks, because I have made it my business to go see what the hell y'all writing about Mother O in this show and how y'all feel about the episode. You even got people that's doing reviews even though y'all hate it, but doing reviews on how much you hate it, giving it blow by blow. Girl, if you hate it, why you watching it? Rebuke it. I'm just saying, rebuke it. Child, when I tell you the church, honey, is in an uproar. And again, I'm not talking about the members of the body of Christ, the true church. I'm talking about the church building folks, you know, them posing folks. You know, who know the dirt and shit at their door, you know what I mean? They want to tell everybody else to sweep their door away, but keep their shit with mounds of shit and cover it up with the deacons and the ushers and the, you know, all of that, try to cute it up. Y'all, when I tell y'all, they are dragging for blood, honey, dragging Miss Oprah for blood, and she ain't giving a damn. And talking about this is wrong. She ain't nothing but the devil. This is evil. And I know the world's coming to an end the way they making a mockery of the church. No, they making a mockery of this mess that most of you all go to. Most of y'all ain't following Christ. Y'all following that damn pastor. And he's leading your ass right over in, I don't know where he leading. See, I'm going to give you the benefit. I ain't going to say he leading you to hell because I ain't got a heaven or hell to send you to. But you surely think you own the keys. Now, let's get into this. Y'all had to say that. So, sorry, y'all bet that ding, and that's my Facebook. Oh, Lord, there's so much going on at Greenleaf, honey. They got this new damn choir director that got rid of the other one. He's gay. Now, babies, last week I could not have been the only one that was looking when he met up with the so-called husband that's gay that was on Jack or whatever himself looking while his wife's across the room. Ooh, oh, bro, you ain't gonna, kicking up too much dirt with they asses. Telling the truth on it. She gonna have twins, and this man is full on gay, but trying to throw shade at the other dude. Maybe he's scared he gonna know him, but I still think some kind of way he gonna know him or his husband or whatever to be or whatever, however, is going to know him. Somebody gonna know him from the Jack. And that other stuff. Grinders and, you know, as T.S. Madison said, scruff. And evidently Christian Mingle. No, not Christian Mingle, honey. Because they ain't going to be on there. They on there trying to act like they ain't. Child, let's stop before I start really reaching for the first and second pew. So she's trying to get him in, this, that, the third, and they just kikiing and cackling it up. And this is last week. Meanwhile, yeah, let's just go into this one. Y'all know what happened last week. I just wanted to bring that shit up. Let me also bring this up, honey. When the daughter was supposed to do, you know, she's supposed to preach this, that, and the third, and of course, that unraised mammy. Now, maybe some shit will change and the bitch won't be what I'm thinking she is. Her character is the first lady. She's like, what you gonna preach about? This, that, the third, and, you know, she just can't stand her. She can't. And she was going on with her service, and then, and early on, the pastor had went to go meet up with Oprah's character. And she walked in that church, and when she walked in, the daughter seen her, honey, and she turned it about. Didn't she? And I love the fact that they brought up the fact that there's plenty of domestic abuse in a lot of the, you know, church women's lives that they dealing with. I guess they praying they don't get hit, which God can do all things. But like I said, if you in the wrong place trying to pray to God, If that's Satan's church, honey, Satan gonna hope you get hit again. You might want to check your bulb and check where you at when you're doing it. I'm just saying, get Jesus on the main line yourself, because you can always go to him yourself. Y'all don't play with these so-called saints. You know, like, it's too much that goes on in this fake church. And I will reiterate, I'm not talking about the members of the body of Christ, Christ being the head, and those that truly following him, believing the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. You know, that church, the true church. I'm talking about this made up shit with these wolves and snakes and shit in the pulpit. You know, you'll walk over a bum or whatever you would deem to be a bum that's hungry. Although Jesus wouldn't do that. He would give him a bread, a piece of fish or something. But you'll walk over him just to get to the snake in the church. So, honey, I can't. So, she done did it, honey. The mama's like, I'm going to have to get her. Now, in this new one, the mother, she done already finagled for the guy who's the guard, them to have the wedding there. And all of this shade they throwing, regardless of what they do, he still wants her. Little Miss Cookie, who's cheating on, I believe the test, ain't that the teacher? Girl, you don't stand a chance. You don't stand a chance, baby. It's just you don't have a chance. He's not in love with you. He's in love with her. You was just a stand-in because he didn't think she was ever coming back. And anywho, so on this one, we kind of dealing with, you know, they being audited and this, that, and the third is going on. Now, the reverend thinks that the sex offender deacon has got this shit under control, honey. They in there auditing the fuck out of them. He's making sure they get everything, all the paperwork they need. Sure, I'll get that. Would you like it on PDF and that? Oh, sure. Thank you. Got it. Unbeknownst to him, he ain't checked the new rules. She said, what's all this love? What does this love offering mean? Oh, well, that's just, you know, outside of their tithes, they can do once a month or whatever, a love offering. And he said, well, there's nothing wrong with that. She said, no, under the new law, he was not ready, honey. And the reason why he ain't ready, because you got your motherfucking freaking low down, disgusting bitch dreaming about this child. And y'all, I thought he was dreaming about the niece, the one he can't stand, her child. I was like, oh, this motherfucker's ill. That's who I thought, but turns out it's a child in the building and shit. He's dreaming about her like he done woke up with her. She done walked down and nothing, almost. Cute as she could be, but you know. And I said, oh, I see what he likes. With your low down freaky ass. Everything you be in, even though I know it's a character, you just gonna be that forever. Because I was like, y'all had to stay just the whole time, just... I mean, for real. I do the whole shit I had. And just rocking and shit. Anywho, he's dreaming about this child. Now, they gonna make him man of the year there. And you know, well, Greenleaf is supposed to be inside. I think it's Memphis, man of the year, whatever they doing. So I guess it's where it plays out. I think a love of mine said that these churches in Memphis was really laying the churches out in Memphis, honey. She was like, baby, that's how it be. You know, and I was like, oh, okay. So he's dreaming about her. Meanwhile, the tax people's going around auditing them and shit. He's angry with the daughter and shit, wanting to know what the fuck has been said and what this bitch is saying. They daddy come in there and, honey, he hurry up and gave him some money. He come in there talking about, I'm going to get the trifecta. I got to get some money on these horses. Honey, the first lady is all in her feelings about him being there. And I'm like, oh, could it be that daddy might have done something to the first lady? I'm just saying, she's all of her motherfucking feelings. And the next time he comes around and comes to that church with his motherfucking eye hitting shit, because he already said that security get him when she was in the room, kind of throwing eyes and daggers, telling him I don't want him in there, telling her husband, the reverend, who got the new, what was it, new receptionist, the deacon coming and said, wow, who is she? He said, I picked somebody I knew she wouldn't want. And he said, mission accomplished. First lady's mad as hell because in the last episode, she was like, you don't plan on reinstating him. Well, his ass openly was in there cheating with the motherfucking secretary, bitch. Why you so quick to overlook shit, bitch? You on my motherfucking... I know I couldn't. Lord knows. Listen, y'all, I would be... If my husband was like a reverend or something, Lord, can y'all imagine that shit? I could... I'm just trying to envision that. Like, how would that go? Like... As much as I love him, of course I would stick with him, but Lord, I probably would just convulse trying to hold myself together from reading the you know, the ladies of the church and shit, but they fucked upness. Oh, Lord. How would that shit go? I just, yeah, oh, Lord. I think I would just embarrass the fuck out of my husband, even though I would never want to do that. Honey, as soon as we left church and every church function, honey, I would be like, you got that wine in the car, honey, because I'm going to need it. Because had it done pressed on my last nerve, honey, and I am at that point. So I don't know if I could be that, but I think it would be an honor to truly have a husband that is a man of the word. Like the real, like the word. Really preaching the word, the gospel, following Jesus. I guess the Lord will work it out for me. He would probably, you know, bridle my tongue and give me some other words to say, honey. But I'm telling you, them church members would be broccoli and cauliflower and everything I could think of to change the world. Look, Hattie, you and the rest of you broccoli, salad, cauliflower, cream, pea. Whew. Okay? Like, for real. Anyway, off of that me, like, I don't even know how that would, oh, Lord. Anyway, let's move forward. So, she's all in her feelings and upset, walks off, and I don't like what you said about him, you know, because his ass was cheating. And by the way, child, last week, yes, I'm all over the place, honey. We just kind of getting in how I'm feeling about things God's going right now. And then next week, we'll go blow by blow because, you know, we're getting into it. So, honey, did you happen to see when the couple was there and they was trying to swing? He got all upset. She was ready to go and do what she had to do. He got upset and said, you mine. They done got down and bumped click-clacks, honey. He done knocked the dust off that ass. What you say, baby? What is that off of? Babe? Friday. Oh, yeah, when Smokey said, I knocked the dust off of that pussy. That's what he just said. Really, I can't. Anywho, but really, that's what happened. You said it in your Plies voice.
Y'all talking about that boy, man. What the fuck you come over here for? You wasn't gonna give up your applause, and I ain't.
Plies is the motherfucker with his shit. He is.
You motherfucker ass over here wouldn't want to give up the applause. Shit.
He said, what the fuck Pokemon doing in my bed? Y'all, he done threw me all off my... I'm going to tell you one time.
Pokemon anyway. The
Pokemon Go, these motherfuckers is going crazy. You can go different places and get Pokemon. I don't know.
For what?
I never understood the Pokemon phenomenon anyway. When Brim was young and doing it, I said, well, what do the cards do?
It's cards?
Well, it started out as cards and you Trump one, baby. I'm talking about Greenleaf. Lord. We done went to Pokemon. Anyway, so they done got back in, you know. They done bumped uglies. He done slid our drawers off and shit. Remember last week on Greenleaf when the husband and wife was together when she...
yeah, because that freaky couple came over.
Right.
You know, they swingers. But
well, they didn't go. He was like, you mine. Now, that's when I draw the line, because you mine. So...
Well, I'll get some told up.
I mean, you know. So anyway, moving forward. And in the process of this, he's trying to get his daddy on the news, this, that, and the third, honey. And there was a scene where he called his Uncle Mac that low-down fifth, that bastard. And he was like, I want to share something with you. Do you have time or whatever? He's like, call me at 12 or whatever. They went and had lunch, and he was like, you ain't going to present it to him? He was like, no, you do it. Your daddy ain't going to never let you preach again as long as the sister's there. And he was like, why not? You was around. In other words, when you raped my sister and she killed herself and all them other young girls they let you say, that's your stupid ass mama's fault. And the daddy's fault too. But I think in the end, she going to be to talk that daddy into believing that he didn't do it. But his motherfucking ass did it. Anyway, let's move forward. So, she, you know, they try to meet up or whatever. Now, child, at some point, what is it? What was they doing? It was the two, when I realized that that young girl that he was dreaming about was not his great niece or whatever. When the two little girls was in there and they was asking questions about God, this and that and other, and how, and all of these things, you know, that's when I realized, no, that ain't her. He done went through that whole shit, I guess, and the great niece or whatever to him is like, well, he's not really that bad. And the other one that smoked weed, tooting, riddling, and doing that motherfucking thing else, she's like, why would compare? I mean, why would you say that? Now, child, I know you ain't around there tooting, riddling, and shooting up and doing all kinds of wrong shit, and you don't know that his ass is on me. I'm just trying to understand that one. Like, we don't know this. Meanwhile, at one point, he gets ready to have this interview, and this is after he done talked to the bitch, and she's like, and he was like, oh, I'll get all the information to you. She said, no, thank you, we'll get it. So he knows, and he ain't tell the reverend shit. He knows that this bitch gonna get every bit of dirt. Y'all ain't gonna be able to sponge that shit up and sterilize that shit. She gonna get it raw, honey. Anywho, he's in there doing the interview. The reverend comes in and says, Tennessee, a Memphis man of the year. Let me talk to you for a minute. He's walking through. I'm like, Kirby, you better walk through from a dead president. You better walk through in that motherfucking suit. Better get it. Just walking. He's walking like, I said when we get in here. He shut that motherfucking door and he went ham on his ass and was like, I thought you said it was taken care of. He's like, well, what did she say? I thought you had it. He's like, you got one day to take care of this shit. One day, and before I let her know, one day, he's like, well, I'm gonna get it fixed. I always do, but I don't think he got this. He ain't got this, y'all. Now, in between there, he done went to the daughter and said, you all in my business. What you say to that auditor, this and that, other? She said she wanted to talk to me about her son who was handicapped or whatever. The little gay brother-in-law comes in and he's like, are you all right? But I guess he was checking up on her because it looked good and motherfucking intense. Honey, he said, get out of my business. And that's when I would have got some holy water and been like, get thee behind me, Satan. Get on behind me, Beelzebub, honey. I would have been throwing oil on him. Along with a couple of them damn letter openers in his damn chest. Fuck you mean? You gonna come in here? Who? Meanwhile, his other niece is trying to get him to hide the new guy, but he don't want to do it because he's like, well, he just sued some people because when they found out he was gay, they treated him different. He's like, well, you can hire him, but 1099 hire, whatever, so we ain't got to give him no benefits. She was like, I'll hire somebody else. He said, no, you can hire him. She's like, well, he want to do a bed and breakfast and his lover then lost the job and this, that, and the third. Girl, if you want him, just try to get him to do it that way. In the end, he ended up agreeing to that shit. And this is when the damn daddy then came back again because he done told security to don't let that motherfucker in there. Well, the daddy gets in there. Okay. He's in there. The first lady gets a whiff of it. He wants some money. He done got hit in the eye. He said, you put your hands on my daddy. Now, daddy seemed like he's a low-down, ornery motherfucker because he said, you know how this go. And then the first lady said, get thee behind me. And she pulled up. Ooh, she pulled one, honey. He was like, but did y'all hear when he said, she ain't nothing but old yellow hoe? I said, well, and then she ain't even my daughter. Oh, girl. She said, daddy, leave this place, Daddy. Leave, Daddy. Then she said, get thee behind. Girl, listen. Go back and sit down somewhere, because he ain't buying you. He was like, he's leaving. She was like, call the police. He was like, I'm leaving. She don't want him to give the money. The Reverend's upset already with him. He got, you know, it's just a debacle and a big ass mess. Plus, his snake ass went behind. Well, he's doing it on purpose to his niece. And when it called the woman, because there was a scene where the dude over the security, he was talking to this woman about this $800 cake. And it's like, well, that's the only thing we're going to pay for. But he's like, an $800 cake. You know, so he called up and said, I'd like to give y'all that. Pick whatever cake you want just to be honorary to her. Sit your ass down. Then you take your ass home from the motherfucking meeting, and there's that child again that you was already in some book looking at, rubbing the face of somebody that looked like her. And I'm like, this dirty. That's this. He's just a dirty motherfucker. That's all it is to it. Anyway, he goes there and takes the little girl upstairs, has drinks, talks about how his mother died when he was 12. Apparently the daddy left, probably because of gambling. She took up drinking, and one evening he was coming home with a girlfriend or something, I don't know. And she said, come in here, and emptied all the shit out of the pantry and threw it down. And he said, no, I ain't doing it. She left drunk and got ran down by the train, you know, so he felt like it was his fault. Anyway, so the girl that's there, she's like, she must got a dysfunctional home in the building, live in the building, but her family must be fucked up because she's yearning for his attention, honey, and she knows that she knows somewhat what she's given. But a grown-ass man would never have done that. Then the motherfucker gave her liquor and shit. He's dreaming about her and shit. Oh, hell no. The fuck? Oh, y'all, this shit's getting deep, honey. That bastard. Now, I think it's next week, somebody gonna get shot or something. Or something like it. So we gonna see what's happening. Plus, the daughter said, we got him. We got his ass. And I'm like, yes. And I'm waiting on Oprah to come in and her and old girl to have a good old verbal, just ram, this and throw that bitch, you know. Get into some old Hannah and that mean bitch kind of shit, you know. I'm just saying, y'all, that is my take on the motherfucking Greenleaf. It's good as motherfucking usual. But here's my question. And I want to know all y'all views right now on how y'all feel. Like, what if you came up in your head, in your mind of how you think this is going to go? Like, I want to see what y'all theories are, because every time I think I got it down, and a few things that I knew was going to happen did happen. But how y'all think this shit's going to play out? Like, and the daddy, do you think he did something to the first lady? Could he have done something to the funky deacon? Wait a minute, y'all. What about the part when the cheating ass son had to call him, was like, when we know that he was like struggling with saying, we know it didn't happen, with this thirsty bitch back in the back like, bitch, how dare you? You so hungry to be what the first lady is, bitch, that it's ridiculous. But I was like, oh my God, really? Your sister, I can't. Y'all tell me what y'all think about that. Do you think the daddy did something to the first lady? And how do you think this shit's gonna go? With that said, I feel like I know that the daughter is going to end up fucking with the damn security dude. Miss Thing ain't got a chance in hell. No. Oh, what if? Oh, y'all. What if who gets shot is the security dude? What if Miss Honey Cabbage, and she's so fearful of him getting back with her, what if it's her? What if she shoot out? Thoughts below, honey. Thoughts below. I'm going to come in tomorrow and talk about the tater tot thoughts. Stay back on. And I'm going to talk about cutting it into ATL. So I'll do those two together. I don't think I'm really into the Hollywood divas, but although they got a lot going on, every now and again I might pop in with them. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I've been, the basketball hoes. Oh yeah, y'all got that coming. Them hoes get their own videos, so that probably will be 2 videos tomorrow. Okay, so I'm out of here. Y'all leave y'all thoughts below. Much love.